Hello, good evening, everyone. Hi. So before I tell you about the River Nile, I wanted to share a little bit about why this work is so important to me. As you probably can tell by my accent, grew up in Australia, but I was raised by a single mum who grew up in China during the Cultural Revolution. During this time, books, film, arts were all banned, schools were shut down, and young people were forced to work on farms. In 1989, she came to Australia with no formal training, no word of English, and learned one phrase and would walk from factory to factory and would say, "I want to work." Despite all of this, I grew up with a mum whose laugh would fill the room. Whether she's cracking a joke with the butcher or gossiping with her friends over yum cha, she was always laughing. So while I was writing this pitch, I realized that this is exactly at the core of what we try and do at the River Nile Learning Centre. The River Nile Learning Centre believes that all women deserve not only the right to live life with dignity, but with joy. Like my mum, so many asylum-seeking, refugee, migrant women are displaced without a choice. Their lives are shaped with forces beyond their control, yet they continue to show resilience, care for others, and joy as they build their new life. When an asylum seeker or refugee comes to Australia, they are given 5 years to settle before support is cut off. That's 5 years to learn a new language, find a stable job, integrate into community while balancing your family and household duty and processing any trauma you might be carrying. As an asylum seeker in Victoria, when you are granted a visa, 1 in 4 have no work or study rights. These women who are trying to survive in our community become invisible. No way to earn an income, no right to study, access Medicare, not even given a chance to build their new life. I know these women, and I see the reality of their lives every day. So many of these women are our students, and some of them have been moving this way for over a decade. So this is why it's so important that places like the River Nile Learning Centre exists. So let me tell you what we actually do. So the River Nile provides an education program that is completely free to these women. Our students can learn English, numeracy, digital literacy without worrying about costs or eligibility. We recognise there are barriers to even getting to the classroom. So we provide free Mikeys, free food and household staples every week, childcare support, and we have volunteers sitting down with our students navigating the headache-inducing systems like Centrelink and housing and job seeking. As I reflected on earlier, we prioritise well-being and joy just as highly as our other programs. We provide opportunities to learn and play through excursions, cultural celebrations, activities like cooking, sewing, swimming, arts, yoga, you name it. We work with a trauma-informed and strength-based approach. So we give power back to our students where we can. We have a student committee where our students decide what happens at the centre and what programs we run. And most importantly, we are a safe and warm physical space where women can come together, drink tea, chat, laugh, share food, learn. I can attest, and my staff and volunteers can as well, that we've eaten more in this job than anywhere else because our students, like so many women, share food as a way of showing love. So I come here tonight to ask for your support. So many of these women are invisible, and as a result, our organisation is invisible to the funding systems. We rely on people like you, people who recognise the rights and the value of these women to step up and say, "I see you and I'm here for you." So for every $500 we can raise tonight, a student will be able to learn a new skill like cooking or swimming while practicing her English. For every $1,000, we'll be able to educate a refugee or asylum-seeking woman for an entire year. If we reach $20,000 tonight, we'll be able to open our doors to the many women on our wait lists. And if we can reach over $30,000 tonight, we'll be securing a more sustainable future for the centre. funding the people who amplify our work and build towards financial stability. But more so, you as a community in action would be telling us that you care. So I'll end with a little slice of life at River Nile. Towards the end of last year, for the end of year excursion, our students requested a trip to the aquarium with all their children. So organising 60 women and their children is not an easy feat. We had coloured wristbands, we organised everyone into little groups depending on their relationships, the languages, the number of children, even walking speed, we considered that. Naturally, on the day, all that careful planning went out the window. All 60 women and their children were let loose in the aquarium. Some of our volunteers definitely got their work out that day chasing some very hyperactive kids. But eventually we just surrendered to the chaos and enjoyed the moment. We watched not only the children, but the women giggle with excitement, play in the touch pool, eyes wide with wonder. For me and my team, it was a real chance to see the world through their eyes and experience an almost childlike healing. This is one of our students at the wonderful age of 70, experiencing and seeing the aquarium for the very first time. This photo is why we do what we do, and this is what makes River Nile Learning Centre so special. It is why students travel hours to reach us. It is why they tell all their friends to come. It is why we have a wait list of students who could study anywhere but want to study with us. And it is why we must keep doing what we do, because every woman deserves to live a life with joy. At the end of this term, we have an excursion planned with all of our women and their children to the Werribee Zoo. Please wish us luck.